Think about going to the movies. You go to the movies, and as the audience member, you're sitting there in the movie with your popcorn, and you're watching some horror movie or some action movie where people are getting shot, bad guys are getting shot, and so forth. Now, from the point of view, from your point of view, sitting there in the movie theater, you're having fun, you're entertained, even when people are getting shot on the screen. But from the point of view of one of the characters on the movie screen, you can see how that character might say, what kind of sick, evil, twisted person would create such a movie where I get shot and my girlfriend gets raped and there's this war and there's this bad guy and there's torture and slavery and all this stuff and there's blood and there's monsters. You know, what kind of sick human being or sick creator would create a horror movie? Why is there so much evil? Why is the creator so evil for creating this horror movie? But of course, this is all illusion. It's a fantasy. The movie's not real. So the movie would be terrible if it was real, but because it's an illusion, it's not bad at all. You see, it's all good. So from the point of view, from the higher vantage point of the audience member who's enjoying the movie, there's no problem with a horror movie and monsters and aliens and people killing each other. It's all just fun and entertainment. The trick is not to get sucked into the movie too much. Can you imagine if you were at the movie theater and you were watching this horror movie and like a monster was chasing some little girl in the horror movie, and then you actually started to believe that this monster's gonna eat this little girl? And then when the monster actually does eat the girl in the movie, you actually start crying and you get upset and you get offended. You know, how dare this monster kill that little girl and he made her suffer. Look at all the pain. And you know, what kind of sick movie director would sacrifice a little girl for this monster, to feed this monster? How sick is this? You know, and then you'd call the child services. You'd get out of the theater, you'd call child services and complain, and you'd write down the movie director's name. You know, when the credits roll, you'd write it down, and then you'd call the police, you'd call the FBI and tell them, you know, this guy, he killed a little girl for this monster. See, it's delusion, literally delusion. And this is exactly what's happening right now in your life. The problem is that you can't believe that this actually applies to your life, because hey, after all, it's your life. And your life is the most important thing there is. And death is the worst thing that there is. And suffering feels so bad, and pain feels so bad. And so you confuse all the suffering and the pain and the idea of death. You confuse all this for reality. And the reason you do that is because you're so goddamn egotistical and selfish. And the reason you are that way is because you had to be in order to be here at all, to experience the universe.